Okay, now is the time for Nike. Just do it. No more talking, no more questions. Now we're going to do what I said, which is sitting here, making peace, being kind, being gentle with whatever you experience. Whatever is in front of your mind is the most important thing in the whole world. Now is the only time you ever have. But be kind. And if you're kind to this moment, all the rest is just vanishes. Because your mind is not going to run away from you anymore. You're kind to it. And it stays with you. So don't forget the kindness in this meditation. All these objects of meditation that come themselves, the bed, these lights, they'll just come. When they come, only know they're important. Just make peace with them, be beautifully kind, accepting all these things. That way you have a wonderful meditation. And again, during this meditation, if you've got any aches and pains, you can change the position of your legs. You can scratch, you can cough during the meditation, that's fine. So if you're really hurting, don't think, oh, there's another quarter of an hour to go. Ajahn Brahm, I'm going to stop the meditation, I'm hurting. Please be kind to your body and just adjust the posture. Very good. Okay, off we go. I won't guide this meditation because I've talked too much already. And now I'm going to shut up. I am going to make peace. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be gentle. Bye-bye. See you now. I invite you to be aware of the 3 more breaths, and count those breaths. Into the 3rd breath, open your eyes. After 3 more breaths, starting from now. Oh, that's nice. Question and answer session till 5:30. Then some more refreshments. Ooh. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, how do I know if I'm doing meditation correctly? If you follow what I'm doing, it's correct, and everyone else wrong. I don't mean that. That's why at the end of the meditation, I like to ask people just to be aware of just a general state of mind. Whether you're getting more peaceful, more tense, more frustrated or more happy, more suffering or more sense of freedom. If it's the more happiness, more freedom, more peace, you're going in the correct direction. If you can't say, then the people you live with, they'll tell you when the meditation's going well. If you are more of a pain in the backside after you've been on a meditation retreat, to your wife, to your husband, it's going the wrong direction. If you are a kinder, more peaceful, more happy husband, you're going the right direction. Why am I sleeping during sitting meditation? You soon know the difference between being awake and being asleep. Number one, that your happiness level goes up enormously when you're awake in meditation, and also afterwards you've got energy. So if you are sleepy afterwards, when you come out of meditation, you're dull. If you are peaceful in meditation, you are really awake. You are buzzing. You are alive. That's how you do, but just test it to see how you feel after meditation. If everyone is so kind to themselves and to people about, how does one develop discipline and bring about actual results? You don't need discipline, that is a result. Wouldn't that be a tremendous world? Everyone is so kind to themselves and to other people. Oh, wouldn't that be a beautiful world to live in? Everyone's kind to each other. What do you want discipline for if everyone's kind? What other results do you want in life? Isn't kindness, people care for one another, forgive one another, are happy, look after one another? Isn't that a beautiful world? After a while, with kindness, you find the results come by themselves. Remember what I was saying? Just you sit perfectly still. When you're kind, you do become very still. There's no business to be done. No worries of the past, no things to worry about in the future. Imagine living in a really, really kind world. You have nothing to worry about. You know, when I go overseas, I don't have any health insurance. You say, Ajahn Brahm, what would you do if you got sick while you were in Kuala Lumpur? I said, if I got sick, I'd be in big trouble. There'd be so many doctors trying to sponsor me to go to their hospital and no one else's hospital. There'd be a fight. But because I'm kind to myself and kind to others, I don't need to worry about what would happen to me if I was sick. I don't need to worry if I got into any problems, such as I was at the airport and the plane got cancelled and I had nowhere to go. Because I'm kind and other people are kind to me, I know there will always be people to look after me. You may put money aside in some investment, then the bank goes bust. You may rely on your family, the family don't like you. So, but if you rely on kindness, you put up a lot of kindness in your life, you know there will always be people around to help you when you need it. So kindness is the best investment for the future. You don't need discipline. You don't need, this is the result, everyone is kind. Give it a try. Be kind. And the purpose of discipline, what you do discipline for, you receive double, triple when you're kind. Where do defilements and craving come from into the mind? They come from stupidity, from avijja. So they don't come from outside, they come from inside of you. But when we are deluded, therefore we have craving. We have the idea, see, where does tea come from? I don't crave it, it just comes. See what I say? I sit here perfectly still and open up my heart and tea comes. So you could be a monk. So, where did the farms of craving come from into the mind? From all starts from avijja, not seeing things as they truly are. Another beautiful teaching, when people say Four Noble Truths, sometimes we can put them all into one beautiful statement, which is, when you want something more, you can't enjoy what you already have. It's a very beautiful statement. When you want something more, you can't enjoy what you already have. I don't know how much money you have, but sometimes people, you want more, so you can't enjoy the money you have. You're so busy working to make something more. And you women, you look at your face, I want it to be more beautiful. You can't enjoy what you already have. It's beautiful enough. Whenever you want more promotions, what people think is success in life, whenever you want something more, how can you enjoy what you already have, which is really more than enough? You know, the people these days, you have more enjoyment than sultans had 100 years ago. And you live in air-conditioned houses or apartments. You know, the sultans of old, the very rich people, the kings and queens, they had to endure cold and heat and mosquitoes. You don't have to endure that anymore, you've got mosquito screens. They had to pay all these people to entertain them. You just need to turn on the TV and get Foxtel, and you've got more entertainment than you want. They had to travel for miles and miles and miles to go and see the Buddha. You can just go on the internet and you get all the teachings of the Buddha online. We live today better than kings and queens. The food you have, you just have to go outside and you've got every different type of cuisine in the world. Sultans never had that in the past. So what more do you want? You're living such a beautiful life. Can't you enjoy what you already have? But when you want something more, you can't enjoy it. When a man wants a mistress, he can't enjoy the beautiful wife he already has. That's where defilements come from, cravings. You just don't see it. And so we crave wanting so much in life. What do you want that for? What do you want to be rich for? It's the most stupid thing in the world to be rich. It's true, science, so many, you see this every now and again in the newspapers. People know, any psychologist knows, if you've got too much money, you have too many worries. You always have to be looking at Bloomberg channel to find out what the exchange rates are, and the stock market's going up, going down. You have all this business with the companies you own, investing in this and investing in that. There's always problems and troubles. You know, you've got such a big house, you have to have maids and servants to look after it. When you're very rich, you have to have bodyguards because somebody will kidnap you. You have so many worries when you're rich. You're not free. And I don't know, someone who's famous, can someone say Brad Pitt? Didn't he just go outside and get a pizza? I remember hearing that President Clinton, when he first went into the White House, he wanted to make life as simple and ordinary as possible, especially for his daughter Chelsea. So after a couple of days in the White House, he picked up the phone and ordered a pizza. No, as a home delivery. So he picked up, can I have a pizza? And you can have this, you have it in KL as well. They'll deliver it to your home. So he said, can I have a pizza? He said the type. So what's the address and the name? President of the United States, address the White House. Yeah, he said, Oprah Winfrey was just slapped down the phone. It's so hard if you're famous to live an ordinary life. So that's why, what do you want fame for? What do you want a big house for? This is another thing I'm really pressing. Sometimes in places like the West, especially places like Australia, people have got these huge houses nowadays. And every child has their own room. And even the husband has his room, the wife has her room. They never see each other. Because you never see each other, you don't learn how to live, grow up together and care for each other. My family were quite poor. My father, he was always out of jobs because he was very sick for a lot of his life. So I had to share a room with my brother. Because we shared the room, we grew up together in the same very, very small room. Even the room I sleep in here in the temple is twice the size as the room in which I grew up with my brother. And because we were always in the same room, day in, day out for most of our lives, yeah, we fought, we learned how to cooperate with each other and love each other. So just a couple of weeks ago, I spent a wonderful day with my brother. He's not a Buddhist, but we love each other to bits. We grew up together. And these days you see brothers arguing with each other, sisters can't stand one another. What on earth is happening? Because we have big houses, each all have our own rooms. We don't learn how to live together. And that was in London. Remember, maybe, I'm not quite sure, when you grew up, maybe your parents, especially your grandparents, sometimes they 3 or 4 people to the same bed. Now you really have to learn how to live with each other. You know how to cooperate, and love each other to bits. That's why if you have a big house, everyone has their own room, you are destroying your family. You don't have to learn how to live together. You've all got your own space. A small house. Yeah, you don't have privacy. You have a lot of love. What do you want a big house for? Small houses are beautiful. And it gets back to that beautiful family which we used to have. So anyway, I don't like big houses. They just kill the family. What is the difference between yoga and Buddhist meditation? The yoga is exercises, it's good for your body, and you do develop mindfulness. And you don't develop delight. And you don't allow the body to vanish, as it happens in Buddhist meditation. So Buddhist meditation is really cool. Just right here, it's not it. When I walk, my mind runs wild. Okay, when you walk, your mind runs. When you run, does your mind walk? Interesting, isn't it? Well, what happens when you stop? You don't walk, you don't run. What does your mind do? I'm giving up on trying to cure it, and now I'm demanding a truce. When I walk, you can run, but when I sit, you be still. Any carry suggestions, Bante? Oh yeah. If your mind wants to run wild, let it run wild. Let it run free, like the birds, like the tigers. Take it out of the cage and let it go. If you have a bird in the cage at home, you always keep it in the cage. One day, someone's going to leave the door open. The bird is going to run away, fly away, and never come back. But if you have a cage, you make it such a beautiful cage with very nice food, very comfortable. Yeah, the bird may run away, but it will always come back because it's been cared for and loved. It's a beautiful cage. That's actually with your kids as well. If you're very strict and harsh on your kids, as soon as they can, they're going to leave home and they're going to come back. If you've got a kind home, a very loving home, then the kids may go off and get married and live in New York. They'll always come home. Because it's a house of love and kindness and warmth. That's the same with your mind. You have a very loving, caring mind. Then your mind may go off somewhere. It'll always come back again. That's his home. You're kind. So don't try to cure it. Be kind, beautiful, compassionate. Oh, my lovely mind. Yeah, you can go off somewhere if you want to. I'll be here for you when you come back. I saw something interesting today. Walking meditation. with almost 3/4 closed eyes. How is that done? Just like this. How is it done? I tried at Sloth Top in Italy, paid me a visit. Oh, it means sometimes your eyes are closed just because they're heavy, you are really tired. So what you can do for walking meditation is a very good technique. And that technique is to do a little mantra when you are doing walking meditation. This came from a Thai monk many, many years ago. He says, as you move your left foot, you recite to yourself, die. Right foot, there. Die, there. Die, there. In Bahasa, it becomes a left foot move, mati. Right foot, pasti. Mati, pasti. For those of you who don't know Bahasa, it is, I will die. That's for sure. I will die. That's for sure. And it is really good fun. You start that every left foot, I will die, right foot, that's for sure. Mati pasti. I don't know what it is in Chinese. But you think it's funny at first. You keep on going, walking backwards and forwards, mati pasti. And after a while, you realize this is no joke. There's one thing you can be certain of, the truth of that. I will die, that's for sure. You come across fear. You know that you are impermanent. You're going to die. I will die, that's for sure. Keep on walking, even though you have fear. And soon, I will die, that's for sure. What am I worried about? I will die, that's for sure. All my financial problems, they're only temporary. I will die, that's for sure. All the pain of sicknesses, cancers and stuff, I will die, that's for sure. It's all got an ending to it. All your possessions, worrying about your house, your car, I will die, that's for sure. What am I worried about? You come across peace. I will die, that's for sure. You don't get attached to anything. You can't. You feel so free. I will die, that's for sure. No burdens left. Nothing to worry about. The death will take away all your attachments. I will die, that's for sure. Ah, what freedom. Then you keep on walking, I will die, that's for sure. I can't wait. Well, that's a nice little thing. It also wakes you up as well. So you can try that, and then you don't get lots of talk when you're up walking. The other thing we do, you know, that over in Australia, we have these 9-day retreats. Sometimes people get a bit bored after 3 or 4 days if their meditation's not working. So, I have developed another form of walking meditation, adapting it to the local culture. Because when Buddhism goes to any country, it always adapts to the culture in which it's gone to. So, you know, you've got all the Chinese cultures which have been added on top to Buddhism. So walking meditation, we do an Australian walking meditation. So you stand at the beginning of the path, you don't put your hands in the lap, you don't talk, you put them like this. And you don't walk, you hop. So you get to the end of the path, you turn around, you hop back again. It's called kangaroo, walking meditation. We actually do that. Those of you who've been to a 9-day retreat, I insist everybody does that at least once. It makes you incredibly happy, it wakes you up, and it makes other people laugh when they see it. What a wonderful, kind, compassionate thing to do. So anyone who's doing walking meditation today or tomorrow, try Australian style. Turn around, it down or should we create a wall? What should you do when you get praised for something that you didn't do? What do you do when you get speeding and there wasn't a policeman there to catch you? Do you think that's unfair? I was speeding in my car and I didn't get caught. That's unfair. Do you think it's unfair when you go through a red traffic light and the policeman doesn't catch you? Is that unfair? Of course it's unfair. You did something wrong and you didn't get blamed. So when you do get blamed for something that you didn't do, that's evening up the score. But when you did something wrong and you didn't get blamed. So it's fair. They don't swallow it down and say, well, this is just karma working its way out. I did so many other things I got away with. Now I get blamed for something I didn't do. It's karma. How can I be kind to my boss when he's such a pain in the didn't finish it? Even when I try to be kind to him, please, if you've got a boss from hell, you only have to see your boss a few hours, 5 days a week. Your boss has to live with himself 24 hours a day for the rest of his life. Poor thing. So when I see the boss like that, you think, oh, he shouts at you, you think, oh, you poor thing. And he's really shouting at you with his big red eyes, give him a hug. You poor boss. If you see someone in pain in hospital, do you want to create more pain to them? Are you kind to them? Your boss is sick. So if you really want to, and he's really a boss from hell, send him a get well card. After a while, if it's such a pain, that's what you've got 2 ears for. One to go in, one to go out. So if he starts shouting at you, you develop just this ability to look at him. Don't get smug, don't smile, don't get upset. Just be like some robot. Just let it go through. Don't keep any of it. The other thing is, after he's finished shouting at you, it's very good in a marriage. Maybe one person got really upset and they're shouting at you. When they finish shouting, don't say anything. Don't walk away. Give them 5 minutes of silence. Or 5 seconds of silence, sorry. Just look at them quietly. Don't speak. Give them a chance to reflect on what they've just said and done. That's incredibly effective. Because a lot of times when people are really angry and upset and shout at you, you go and say, why are you saying that to me? You get into an argument. They don't have the space, 5 seconds, to reflect on what they've said. So it's a very powerful psychology technique. Someone has really shouted at you. You don't say sorry, you don't say anything, you just look at them for 5 seconds. Pause. They ask, what are you doing? So I'm giving you a chance to reflect on what you just said. That hurts. Because they've got an opportunity to be mindful of their bad speech. If that's a husband or wife at home, if that's, for example, somebody that may have an addiction to getting angry, or an addiction to alcohol, an addiction to gambling or whatever. Then sometimes people ask me, how can you stop that addiction? A lot of times people aren't aware of how they behave. So these days, you've got your smartphone. Take a video of them. Especially if they're really angry. Take a video of them when they're really shouting and angry. When they're in a peaceful mood, show it to them. Why? This is what you like when you get angry. Boss, is this the sort of person you want to be? What it does, it gives them a chance to reflect, to be mindful, aware of their behavior. That's really good when somebody's addicted to alcohol and they get drunk. When people are drunk, they don't realise they're drunk. They don't know what they're doing. So if you've got someone in the family who's got an alcohol problem, get out your mobile phone and take a video of them when they're drunk. When they're sober, in a good mood, show it to them. This is what you look like, when you're drunk. That really is a wake-up call. If that doesn't work, threaten to put it on YouTube. So all their friends and the workers can see what they're like. I support... Oh, do you need to wear white apparel during retreats? I don't. No, wear comfortable clothing. Don't wear like evening gowns or halter tops or scented perfumes. The only point is that keep it white and then you don't have to worry about fashion. There's a trouble, people have so much trouble about fashion that especially girls have to worry what they wear when they go out. Wearing white, it solves a lot of problems for you. Everyone wears white or red or pink or whatever. Keep it simple. It makes life much easier for you. So white is fine. You can wear whatever you want as long as there's something in there and it's not sort of accentuating your gender. So you wear whatever you want. Are you supposed to maintain a decorum of total silence during meditation retreats? No. Because sometimes in Australia we have bushfires. And I'm talking, it's not a bushfire. Don't go saying. Fire! And if there's a snake comes into you, don't go. There's a snake, get out quick. Sometimes noble silence, this is deliberately noble silence and stupid silence. In other words, there's something to say it. But most of what you say has got no point to it. So therefore just become silent. Noble silence is not no silence, no talking. Absolute silence is not noble at all. Noble silence is just talking the right amount at the right time. That's noble. Is daydreaming a subtle form of meditation? Sorry. That's not, because daydreaming, you're not aware, you're not mindful at all. You're just off with the fairies. So please, if you want to dream, go to bed. That's the problem. How do you watch kindness in your meditation? That's a really nice question. It's actually kindness with a little bit of trial and error. You get to know what this kindness is. We have all these words, but the words are not the thing. They describe the words. They're all signposts. Kindness is a signpost. It's pointing to something. It's just like, the gross simile, if you see the sign, ladies' toilet, you see the sign, it says ladies' toilet. You don't urinate on the sign. You always said ladies' toilet, so that's why I urinated. The ladies' toilet points to something. It means the toilet's inside the door. And you see ladies' toilet on the door, that's not the ladies' toilet, that's pointing to something. It's inside. You know that because you've been trained. Kindness is a sign. It's pointing to something. This combination of being aware, being mindful, and being kind. And after repeated practice, you get to understand what kindness is. You don't know compassion by chanting, may all beings be happy and well, may all beings be free of suffering, may all beings never be separated from their happiness. I've seen people doing that, squatting mosquitoes while they're chanting the next. They chant it, they don't do it. So, if you want to do the metta chanting, may all beings be happy and well. Pause. Where does that signpost point you to? May all beings be happy and well, and let the mind go to where that is pointing. Until you feel the metta. Until you can actually be in compassion, rather than just thinking about compassion. So that's how we know kindness. Even saying that word kindness. Kindness. You start to become aware of where that word is pointing. Until you know kindness, you don't need to go in anymore. What is your advice when someone feels bored and hopeless? I was a scientist, so I was about to investigate things. Next time you're bored, investigate what it feels like. If you're bored, it's an emotion, but is it just say the same all the time? Is boredom just doesn't change? You don't go deeper boredom and less boredom. Does it actually change in intensity? And when you're bored, how long does it last for? Does it last for a couple of hours or only half an hour? And how do you feel boredom in your body? Is it got some corresponding feeling in the body? And when you're bored, how does it affect your life? Does it mean you don't want to eat, or you don't want to go out of bed, you don't want to go and travel? Do an investigation into boredom until boredom becomes so interesting. It's not boring anymore. It's a most fascinating subject. Write a thesis on boredom. Ask other people, when you're bored, how do you feel? Describe it to me. What do you do? What do you think? How does it affect your life? Until you get so interested in boredom. It's not boring anymore. To me, boredom is a fascinating subject. Where does it come from? Why does it last? What keeps feeding the boredom? What allows the boredom to disappear? And of course, you can't be bored that way. Hopeless. What does hopeless mean? It means you look at the future and there's no possibility of happiness, success. The future is so bleak and desperately unhappy. There's no hope there. Now that's too much negativity into the future. So look into the future with a positive mind. Yeah, you maybe just have no job. But who knows? That means you can meditate at home and you can become enlightened before all those people have to go to work. How lucky you are. You may be so ugly that you'll never find a partner in life. But then you come to one of Ajahn Brahm's talks and you hear him say, boys, if you want to have a happy marriage, it's one of the stories in Good, Bad, Who Knows. If you want to have a happy marriage, never ever marry a beautiful girl. Because if you marry a beautiful woman, you'll be jealous for the rest of your life. And when you go off on a weekend for a retreat at Maha, Vihara, and your wife's at home, she's so beautiful. Many men will like her. You don't know what she's doing when you're at the temple. Or you're on business in sort of Singapore somewhere. But if your wife is ugly, you've got nothing to worry about. You can go off playing golf, for the weekend, and you perfectly know that your wife will be there for you when you come back. Marrying an ugly woman has got so many benefits to you. And you know she's never going to argue with you because she's so happy to have actually found a husband. It's so rare, only to get a husband like that. So she'll be just so kind and grateful to you for life. What a wonderful marriage that would be. So, boys, never marry a beautiful girl, only an ugly one. And so they come, they think they're never going to find anyone, they're ugly. And they come to one of my talks and they think, yeah, I can find a guy now. So, don't think you're hopeless. And you guys, they're trying so hard to get a good career, get enough money to support a family. You come to one of my talks and hear me say, girls, never marry a rich man. Because, well, you know what's going to happen if you get a rich husband. He's going to have a mistress. That's what rich men do. If he's a poor man, he can't afford a mistress. Because a mistress only goes with the guy for the money. You know the story? No money, no honey. That's right. So if he's a poor guy, no women want him. So he's yours forever. You can go away and know, you can go to work with him, long hours, you know he's poor, so you won't have a mistress. Nothing to worry about, a happy marriage. That's my advice to kids. Girls, marry poor boys. Boys, marry ugly girls. And you'll be happy ever after. So when you turn it around, it's not hopeless anymore. I don't know what else is your problem in life. You know, what you think is hopeless. You turn your perception around, no one is hopeless. So because of that, that's what to do. If you're bored, make an investigation into boredom. If you're hopeless, celebrate it. You're so lucky being ugly. How to overcome laziness? What do you want to overcome it for? Take laziness to the next level. Be really lazy. So lazy you can sit here in meditation, you're too lazy even to think. Until you're perfectly peaceful and still. Meditation is the art of being super lazy. Look at the Buddha behind me. He hasn't moved in years. He hasn't washed up. He hasn't cleaned up the hall. So I think really we do too much. But what laziness is for most people, they're not lazy at all. They sit at home just reading stupid magazines. Or they stay at home just watching stupid things on the TV. That's not laziness, that's wasting time. If you're going to be laziness, just like my 3 sliders, give it everything you've got. Really be lazy. 100%. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to just let things be. If you're really lazy, you'll get enlightened very quickly. You're not doing anything. You're not thinking, you're not trying to change things. You're being here. You're really being here, full on. Too lazy to worry about the past. Too lazy to worry about the future. Too lazy to think, just being here. Your mind will get so bright and powerful. You get enlightened and be very successful. If I equals mind, then how do I know who is the real and I'm not just a thought taking? You are not your mind. But how do you know that? Who are you? Wait until tomorrow. I will give a talk on insights and who you really are. So I'll leave that one till tomorrow. How do you conquer fear and low self-esteem? Fear is losing something you're attached to or about to lose it. You're not attached to anything. You have nothing to fear. Fear of getting sick. Who's afraid of getting sick? Sometimes I just want to get sick so much so I can have a rest. Now if I get sick I can sleep in, I don't have to come to Kuala Lumpur, I don't have to go to all these aircraft, I don't have to teach all day, I don't have to sit here smiling, have my photograph taken. I can can lay down in bed all day when you're sick. And when you're sick, you can have special food. So, you know, what do you like? You get pampered when you're sick. When you're sick, you get visited by all the friends and relations. They don't go and visit you. If you tell your children you've got cancer, they come from New York, they come from Europe to visit you. They don't if you're healthy and well. There's so many advantages being sick. It didn't hurt so much. You know, people will be sick much more often. That's only bad thing about being sick. You feel terrible. Everything else about being sick is beautiful. Nice beds, nice food, people caring for you, giving you attention. Oh, being sick is really good. What else are you afraid of? No, it's amazing, just change your perception, you've got nothing to be afraid of. Losing your job? Isn't it stressful having to go to work every morning? I can sleep in on a Monday morning. Oh, great. Don't be afraid. And sometimes these things happen in life. As they say, when one door closes, another couple of doors open up in life. And many of you have been around long enough to know that. Fear of losing your boyfriend, oh, come off it. You lose your boyfriend, free at last. I don't have to try and please him, put all these clothes and get makeup on. I don't know how you women do it. An hour of putting makeup on to go out with a silly boy. Boys don't have to put makeup on, they put any old clothes on and they go out with you. It's really unfair. So they don't have to get fashion, they wear old jeans and t-shirt, these boys, but you have to go shopping, get all these clothes, and sometimes they're really uncomfortable. High heels? How do you wear those things? Boys don't have to wear high heels. You should tell your boyfriend, if I wear high heels, you have to too. So it's great when you lose a boyfriend. You're free at last. A low self-esteem. Who's esteeming you anyway? Low self-esteem is a lot of time we believe what other people say about us. Don't believe what other people say, they're stupid. Except me. Believe what I say about you. And you know what I say about you? I say, so many beautiful girls and beautiful guys come up here. And they say, I'm ugly. You're not ugly, you're beautiful. You're really attractive. I can say that now because I'm an old monk. So you know that I've gone past all that stuff. Sometimes, even like these husbands and wives, they come up to me having a difficult time saying, how on earth are you two having a difficult time living with each other? You're a really great guy, you're really kind, you really work hard, you're a beautiful guy. Look at your wife, she's a beautiful girl, she's so kind and good. I see all the goodness in people. I don't see why you can't see that. So why, this beautiful guy you're married to, you know, I can see what a great person he is, but you just see his faults. It's a wonderful woman that you've committed to. You can't see her goodness anymore. I can see so much beauty in you. So if you've got low self-esteem, come to me. I just say what a beautiful woman you are, what a kind man you are. And that's who you really are. You know that. Unfortunately, the reason we have low self-esteem is people always point out our faults. And that's what we listen to. I go along saying just how beautiful, how kind, how hardworking, what a wonderful person you are. Few people say that. If they do, you start thinking, what does he want? He's up to something. If your husband comes, because you've been on this retreat, and he comes to you and says, darling, you're such a beautiful woman. I'm so lucky to have married you. I really care for you. What happened to him? What's he up to? Has he done something wrong? Why do you doubt praise? Why do you keep rejecting it? That's why people got low self-esteem. You look at the world, you go to school, maybe only the person who comes top of the class is good enough. Everyone else is a failure. World Cup soccer, only the team who actually wins is good enough. Even the team who goes second is a failure. Look at life. Girls who look in the mirror, unless you look like some supermodel, you're not beautiful enough. Unless guys, unless you're really rich, you're not successful enough. We raise our expectations so high that hardly anyone can meet those expectations. So in order to increase your self-esteem, lower your expectations of what you need to be happy and successful. Lower it. Lower it. Lower your expectations of your husband. Lower them to 0, and then you'll be happy. Lower the expectation of your wife, and then you have a wonderful marriage. We have too high expectations. That is the problem with life. You lower them and lower them and lower them. You're really, really happy. Then you're successful. And this low self-esteem all comes from criticism, not enough praise. Am I a good monk? Pardon?
Yes.
Again, please, I want to hear more praise. You're wonderful meditators. Do you believe me? Yes. You're beautiful people. Yes. You're so successful. Yes. Only a few people said yes. You are. Why do I feel uncomfortable when I saw a monk free fishes from the containers or free birds from the cages? I understand feed those flies I could, but thinking that the ways they get caught and to be free later make me sad. Yeah, I know people told me that they went to a temple in Thailand and they've got these cages of birds and you pay, I don't know how many 100 baht for a bird, you free it and the bird flies away, goes round the back of the temple and goes back to the cage again. Recycle for tomorrow. That's the bird's job. And the bird gets looked after, gets well fed. So the bird is very happy. Because a bird in the wild gets chased by other birds and sometimes doesn't get nice food, doesn't get looked after. But these birds, they're very happy. In the back of the temple they get really good food, they get looked after. And the job in life, all they have to do to get some food is to be in the cage and then to fly away and fly back again. That's the only work they have to do. That's not bad for your work. But of course, there's something very wrong with that. And the wrong with that is the birds are sort of caged anyway, so business is not really free. And also, if you free those fishes in the rivers, sometimes there's saltwater fishes, and you put them into clear water, which is not salty, you put them in the wrong place. If you do put them in the right type of water, and they've got no food there, they get killed by other fishes or something. So it's not such a good idea. If you really want to help animals, give a donation to wildlife fund, yeah. So you know it's going to be better used than giving it to the temple where they release fishes and birds. Or if you can go to the market, these are real fish about to be killed, or real birds about to be slaughtered. Then buy from the market, don't buy from the temple. When we are doing meditation, is there anything that we need to think, or just leave the mind blank? Don't leave the mind blank. Fill it full of kindness and awareness. Don't think, just do. Or rather, not do, be. Be kindness, be aware. Can you turn off the lights and tell us about the wild case of spirit possession, which you mentioned earlier? Is it as spectacular as in the movies? It's much worse than in the movies. But turn the lights off, it's light outside. I can't scare you. So I won't do it now. But maybe even 8 o'clock is too many people around, too much lights. So it's very hard. I don't know when I might do this. If you want to scare. Why do people like being scared anyway? You're crazy. When I tell a ghost story sometimes, the people, they put their hand up, can I leave? And they go outside, please tell me when the ghost story is over to come back in again. But a lot of people, why is it you like to be scared? Because it's exciting, it's stimulating. It's much better to be peaceful. What is the wisdom of teaching meditation in you, and what's the teaching wisdom I must always remember? The wisdom of teaching meditation in you. Okay, I'll leave that till tomorrow, the wisdom, because I want to talk a little bit about insight tomorrow morning, and how we find out ourselves, and how wisdom arises from the type of meditation I've been teaching. So that's coming tomorrow. So the last question, is it normal to see sparks of light, white colours, appearing and disappearing while meditating? Yes, it is normal. It's the beginning of these lights, limiters which appear in the mind. Soon those sparks will settle down, become a single light, which doesn't disappear, it stays. And limiters, you're getting some of the meditation. So it doesn't matter, in the limiters, it does not matter at all what colour they are. That is totally irrelevant. People see all sorts of different colours. But what's really important is they're stable. They don't just spark and disappear. Eventually they settle down and they remain. The only way they're stable is when you're still. Your mind is moving, those lights will move. Your mind doesn't move, the lights don't move. You've got to be really still. And number two, as you become more and more still, because your mindfulness gets really strong, those lights are colours you can't see in the real world. A blue which is deeper than any blue you can see with your eyes. Gold which is more gold than gold. Unearthly colours. But that's a sign you're getting into the deep meditations. And of course, it's really great fun. You get really happy, more joy than you've ever had before. I love it when people go through those stages. They really enjoy themselves. And they come and, wow, this meditation is awesome, it's cool. It's more fun than anything else, and it's also cheaper than anything else. So that's what happens. And there we go. I've actually finished my questions on time. Sort of. Quite close anyway. It's supposed to be 5:30. Time to say up there 5:40. That's not bad. So, now is refreshment time. For you it is, but not for me. Maybe I will go and take a bit of a break. I'll go to my room. So, please, you do more photos this evening after the talk, or questions sort of, after the talk. We've got 6 to 7 o'clock meditation and 7 to 8 o'clock Dharma talk. The meditation can be walking meditation, kangaroo walking meditation, Matti Pasty meditation, or sitting down, because when it gets close to the evening Dharma talk, 7 to 8, I think that's open to the public. Is it? Yeah, because other people will come in here, so they may have to put some chairs in the back, so it'll be a bit disturbing. Between 7 to 8, between 6 to 7 o'clock meditation. If you want to meditate, maybe come to the front to meditate if possible, and or do some walking meditation, a bit of exercise. And then 7 to 8 o'clock will be the Dhamma talk. So, have a nice time.